So here is the jasad holding on to the stuff. And evil is being committed. Evil is being committed because of this. On this side, the human beings who are evil, and on this side, the jinn who are being evil. And because Dajjal wants to rule the world from Jerusalem, that's what he wants to do. Because he wants to impersonate the Messiah. You have to recognize that those who are following Dajjal as human beings or jinn are the ones who are supporting the state of Israel. And that is your modern Western Christian world, not the Orthodox Christian world. Okay? Now let's go back to Surah Rahman. I have 3 ayat to share with you, and we can conclude. Allah gives a warning to them. سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. This side is laden with sin, heavy with sin. All the lies they have told, all the acts of oppression they have committed, all the acts of kufr they have committed, including that a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate. They're taking the kufr and throwing it in your faces. And then on this side, the jinn are supporting them. So they're able to bring the scientific and technological revolution. Yeah. You could not have brought the scientific and technological revolution in the Western world without the jinn. You can't bring these cryptocurrencies without the support of the jinn. Your missiles are flying today, your satellites are revolving around the earth, your robotic submarines are underneath the sea. You are arrogant in power because you are being supported by the jinn. And you are oppressing the world. Oppression. But your centuries of oppression will come to an end one day. When will it? سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. I'm going to, سَنَفْرُغُ, we are going to deal with you. That's what the Surah Rahman is saying. This is a powerful punch. We're going to deal with you too laden with sin. And then comes another ayah. I think this comes immediately after. In between is فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And then comes this ayah. وَنُرْسَلُ عَلَيْكُمَا شُوَازٌ مِّن نَارٍ وَنُحَاسٌ. And we're going to send against you a flash of fire, followed by smoke. Think. In Surah Al-Isra, he said, وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا. Not a single town or city will escape, but we're going to destroy them all. Which surah? Surah Al-Isra. وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا. Not a single town or city will escape, but we will destroy them all. And those which escape destruction will be punished with terrible punishment, and this is a matter inscribed in the kitab. But Allah will not destroy a town or a city which does not deserve to be destroyed. Yes, He says that in the Quran several ways. He will not punish you if you don't deserve to be punished. So now we have to understand that not a single town or city which deserves to be destroyed will escape. They will all be destroyed. And when Allah is destroying them all, you have to go back to the flash of fire, followed by smoke, and the smoke is dukhan. My understanding is nuclear war. The Surah Rahman is anticipating nuclear war. Flash of fire, followed by smoke, and every town and city which ought to be destroyed will be destroyed. You can't do that with conventional warfare. So when the nuclear war takes place, and we are now on the door of nuclear war, and I am at the age of 76 one of the only ones in the world of Islamic scholarship, one of the only ones using the Quran to try to explain this subject to you. So it is something to make you weep when the doors of the masjid are closed to me. Wait on Judgment Day. Wait on Judgment Day. Wait on Judgment Day. So, who are those towns and cities to be destroyed? Go to the Quran for the answer. Number one on the list is, a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate. That's Sodom and Gomorrah. And when he destroyed them with a particular vengeance that they sunk to the lowest part of the earth. And he said, I've left this as an ayah, meaning if you return to Sodom and to homosexuality, I'll return with my punishment. Who are those today who are boasting? The law requires a man and a man. The law permits a man and a man to marry and get a marriage certificate. The Western world, modern Western civilization, not Russia, not Russia, not Russia! Sometimes I have to shout to get people who are sleeping to wake up. Yes, to wake up and show some respect for the Book of Allah. Who are those who are going to be destroyed by Allah? Those who are in riba. فَأَذَلُوا بِحَرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Take notice of a declaration of war from Allah and His Messenger. If you are consuming riba, who are the riba capital of the world, the modern Western world? With their banking system and with their monetary system of bogus and fraudulent and haram paper money. And I have studied my subject on money, so don't challenge me. I have studied my subject of money, so don't challenge me. It's not normal for people to speak the way I do. No. It's not the normal way for a scholar to speak. But when the house is burning down and the doors of the masjid are closed to me, what should I do? The house is burning down. Yes. The second people to be destroyed are those who are consuming riba. And this is what the Western world is doing. And who is the third? Fir'aun. And Allah not only destroyed him for his oppression and godlessness, but Allah preserved his body. So when the body comes back, the message will come back. You return to oppression and godlessness, I'll return to my punishment. And that's what the Western world is doing. They are oppressing for 500 years and they become godless. So when Allah sends the flash of fire, followed by smoke, you can say goodbye to the Western world. Western civilization will not survive. This civilization laden with sin will not survive. Sanursalu alaykum, what? Sanafrugu alaykum. This is the loveliest verse of Surah Rahman for us. It brings joy to our hearts. That the long years of darkness and oppression and tears will come to an end, because Allah says, "Sanafrugu lakum ayyuha thaqalan." Now to end, because the Imam wants me to speak on Surah Rahman. When Allah says to the two communities of human beings and jinn who are in alliance with each other, يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا. They accepted the offer. And then the modern scientific and technological revolution emerged, and all this exploration of skies and the space travel and so on. All of this emerged because of this invitation. And so the intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear submarines and so on, and satellite, military platforms in the sky and so on. Because of this invitation. Allah is not speaking to all human beings and all jinn. But how does the ayah end? This is where Surah Rahman is giving us information that NATO doesn't have, and the US military doesn't have, and the British military doesn't have. And I was going to conceal this. I said, no, I won't let them know what the Quran is saying. Let them guess. But then afterwards I said, no. If Allah has given it in the Quran, it must be proclaimed. Wow. So tonight I'm proclaiming it for the first time. Yeah, tonight I'm proclaiming it from Dewsbury? Dewsbury. I'm proclaiming it for the first time. So NATO will listen to this. Oh yes, NATO will listen to it. They're listening to me. Allah says, لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان. That you cannot penetrate the skies, space travel, satellites, robotic submarines and so on. You cannot do it. Drones, you cannot do it illa bisultan. It is not possible for you to do it unless I authorize it. Without my authority, not possible. So therefore, can you read between the lines? That on that day, when I withdraw my authority, your missiles won't fly. So now you can understand, سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. I'm going to deal with you. I'm going to deal with you, you sin-laden people. This is what Surah Rahman is saying. When I withdraw my authority, your missiles won't fly.